Welcome back everyone. In today's video we're going to do some more cross contour lines, but this time we're going to add them to organic forms. Now these are simulated forms, simulated because they are actually on a flat piece of paper, but we are going to create the illusion that they are three-dimensional. Let me start off with this jelly bean. That's going to be the bottom or the base of my bean. Now I'm going to continue with these curves, and you're going to see that the curve kind of changes as we go towards the back, and the curve happens a little later on in the line. Now the other axis on the line, that's my halfway point, and from there I follow the contour of the left side of the object, and here I am mimicking or copying the contour of the right side, and you can tell as I'm going more towards the middle of the object, the contour line curves a little different. Let's head over to this one, this lemon. I'm going to start by creating those curves and then go up and down. And again, the curve happens at different points of the object depending on where I feel there's a bump. So here there's a slight indent going upward, and then it comes back down and back up again. So you just kind of have to imagine the curve, imagine how it's around, and then you just create the contour line. Alright, so let's have fun with this wibble wobble. This one curves this way. There's a halfway point. I'm going to treat these as three different sections. Then it starts curving in. Then it pops out to the left a little bit. Here is my viewpoint, so it's the flattest, and now it's going to curve the other way. Already you can kind of tell what direction it's bending to. Now I'm going to add the other set of cross contour lines that goes up and down like a little hill. And it's going to stop right there. I'm going to copy the contour of the outside. And this is where it starts bending. This is my halfway point. And for this section I'm going to add some ellipses. Now I'm going to slant the ellipses kind of up to match the contour lines of the second section. Moving on, I'm going to draw the same shape. Now I'm going to show you three different ways to add the cross contour line. And if you remember from the geometric form cross contour video, straight lines give you a flat effect. Okay, so we don't want that. We want the surface to curve. Here I am going to start with an ellipse. And I'm going to curve it, and now it's going back, so the curve changes a little bit. I'm going to find my halfway point. I'm going to follow the contour just the way I see it. And this side goes in and out. Let's do something different with this third jelly bean. Everything starts off the same, and I follow the contour of the object, but here on my ellipses, on my round parts, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to add a little indentation. I'm going to add a little dip, and I'm going to continue that dip as I go all the way towards the end of the jelly bean. So just by adding that little dip, I've now changed the surface of this jelly bean, and you can tell how different it is from the second one just because I added that little dip in the middle. And this is the cool thing about cross contour. You can add it any which way you like. What the surface area looks like will be up to you. I'm going to add some more cross contours just to emphasize that little dip. Now, so if I grab my marker, what I was going for was a jelly bean that had a little dent in the middle. It goes over, under, and over again. While the second jelly bean, it just goes around and that first one is just flat. We don't want that. Alright, let's take a look at this apple. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out where my contour is, my outline. And then I'm going to follow the roundness, the curve of the object. In this case, it's an apple. It has a very big curve up on top. And on the second half, it's kind of flat. So I get this big old curve. And it turns a little straighter towards the bottom. I have a small indentation on the side here, so I have to make sure I copy that. And the leaf is flat, so I'm just going to use straight lines. Usually we think of bananas as cylinders, but if you take a look at this picture, we can tell where it bends. Okay, it's not a super sharp bend, but the bend is still there. And this one's right in the middle. And here's my contour on the left side, my contour on the right side. And there's my banana. Let's add some more lines to make sure we get the sense of the curve. And there you go. Ah, this pear. Okay, so this pear is wider at the bottom. It's always easier if you figure out where your contour is. There's that big middle section. It goes down. And there's a big curve in the lower half to indicate that it becomes bigger. It becomes a bigger ball towards the bottom. And these big curves also emphasize how big of or how round the bottom part is. So hands are kind of tricky because you can have bony hands or you can have hands with a lot of flesh on them. You just kind of have to pay attention to where the bumps are at. Again, we start off with the contour and we then start adding the cross contour lines. Some areas will be flatter than others. The best way to get good at this is to practice and to pay attention. Always draw what you see, never what you think you see, okay? Based off the light and the shadows of his hand, I can kind of tell where it bends, where it's flatter, where it's rounder. The more you look at pictures of hands, or the more you look at your hands, the better you'll be at figuring out where all the bumps are.
Thank you for watching. Check out www.arttrey830.com.